So today I'm going to go over how to find the best Wi-Fi in Tulum, my favorite cafes, and just overall how to survive as a digital nomad here.
Hi, I'm Josephine and welcome to my channel. I've been traveling on and off for the last few years while documenting the best parts, the worst parts, a few travel tips, and so much more. Subscribe to join my spontaneous adventures around the world.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've been living in Tulum, Mexico for about 3 months now, and I'm currently a senior in college doing all my classes online. So when I first got here, everyone warned me about how bad the Wi-Fi really is in Tulum. And I definitely don't want to complain, but I think it's really important for anyone that's moving here as a digital nomad to know the challenges they may face with finding Wi-Fi, cell service, things like that. On that note, yes, the Wi-Fi in Tulum isn't that good, and honestly the cell service isn't great either, but there are ways to make it work. From talking to other friends and my own experiences, I have found that the best Wi-Fi in Tulum is in the apartment or the house that you rent here. So the best way to test that, because that's not foolproof, is to either before you move in have your landlord send you a screenshot of the Wi-Fi speed test, or if they can't do that, just go and stay there or go and tour it or something and test the Wi-Fi out just to see if it'll be enough. And honestly, that is so important because I have stayed at places that advertised they had great Wi-Fi and it turned out to be horrible and barely even worked. So definitely make sure you're aware of that before you book somewhere long term. Also, it's important to note that when there's a big storm, like a hurricane or a tropical storm, the Wi-Fi goes out for a day or two in the entire town. I know the day after the hurricane, the winds or something messed with the Wi-Fi, and I was looking all over town to try and get Wi-Fi, but no one had it. So definitely be aware of that and make sure you have the flexibility to deal with that. So unlike many towns with a lot of expats and digital nomads, Tulum actually has 0 just specific co-working spaces. Lots of cafes, lots of little workspaces attached to hotels, but no real co-working spaces yet. There is a co-working space being built right now that is going to open in mid-November. So if you're here after that, make sure you look them up. It's called the Digital Jungle, and I'm really excited about it because that is extremely needed here. My apartment has decently good Wi-Fi, but also I would go crazy if I never left. So I like to switch it up and I'll go to a cafe a couple days a week. So now I'm going to tell you my top 4 places to work in downtown Tulum. My first recommendation is Koti Cafe in Meteora Hotel. I only discovered this place about a month ago and it is by far my favorite. It's a couple streets away from the main avenue of Tulum, so it's not as popular, not as crowded, and the best place I've found to work. The downstairs area has a pool, some tables, a nice little patio eating area. But if you go upstairs, they have a small co-working area with comfy lounge chairs, a hammock, and a nice big long co-working table. In this video, the doors are open, but during the afternoon when it gets really hot, they close the big glass doors and turn on the air conditioning, which makes for the perfect place to work at any time of the day. Their food, coffee, and Wi-Fi is all great, and I have heard that you can even pay extra if you want to get a faster speed Wi-Fi, but I haven't found that I really needed that. My second favorite place is Solis Tulum, and this place is probably one of the most well-known workspaces in Tulum. It's right on the main avenue, and everyone goes there if they need a quick bite to eat, to buy books, or just to work. This has been my go-to since day one. I was staying at a hostel and someone brought me to this place because I needed to find Wi-Fi because my hostel didn't have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi that worked. So Solis has lots of tables and chairs in their main cafe area, but then if you go to the back, they have an outdoor area you can work as well as a small, quiet, air-conditioned room that's really set up like a co-working space, and that is where I worked my first couple months that I was here. Their coffee is some of the best that I've had in Tulum, and they even have cats that hang out there if that's your thing. My number 3 place is Cafina. Cafina is a standard little cafe that's like 1 street over from the main road. They have really good breakfast and really good coffee, so I definitely recommend going there if you're looking for a bite to eat. But they just have cafe things like outlets, tables, chairs, and good Wi-Fi. The last on my top 4 is Aruma. So Aruma is a hotel in downtown Tulum directly on the main road. Inside they have a small little cafe, but they also have a rooftop pool where you can work at as well. They have different co-working deals that include food, drinks, and free use of their pool, but if you're just looking for a cafe to work at, you don't need to pay for those. A few more cafes that are popular here in Tulum are Keybox, Preto, and Babel. I've been to all of them, but between issues with Wi-Fi and no air conditioning, I haven't gone back really just because I found ones that work better for me. So all the places I mentioned above are cafes, so as long as you go there, buy drink and maybe some food, you don't have to pay anything extra to use their space and their Wi-Fi. So another thing relating to just Wi-Fi and Tulum in general, since I've been here, my Wi-Fi in my apartment has gone out a couple times, just completely dropped. So I purchased this, which is a Skyroam, and this has worked okay for me. It turned out to be a little bit more expensive than I thought for what you get. So they have, for this one, I have the Solis Lite, which is their cheaper version of it, and the first month I had it, I got their month-long pass, which said it was unlimited, but turns out it's only unlimited high speed for 20 gigabytes, and then it goes to low speed, which barely works. Same with their 1-day unlimited plans. If you pay for that, it's only unlimited for 1 gigabyte, and then it goes to slow speed, which practically means nothing. So being here in Tulum, this has saved me a couple times for sure, but I definitely wouldn't rely on this, also because it works off cell towers, and when the power goes out, the cell service goes out. In the big storms still, you're gonna be stuck with no Wi-Fi. So definitely, if you need a backup really quick, I would recommend getting some type of portable Wi-Fi device. But if not, I mentioned a couple great cafes that you can work from and find some really good Wi-Fi and a cool place to work. So if you liked this video and found it interesting, make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out a couple other videos. Give this video a like, comment below any questions you have, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.